So I'm going to put the link to the scripts I'm using here. You can make them bigger targets than this, but I have 40 pips set right now. So I traded this for 2 days. And I got in pretty heavy today, and then I got out once. So I never cashed out. I built a position on limits with good ratios at the bottom of a double bottom. And instead of cashing out and reloading the gun, I just built a bigger position based on putting in aggressive buy limits just underneath what I perceive to be as a retest. But if it's a failure to go down, it's even better because then it doesn't overfill the wagon. So it looked like this from the 1 hour scheme of it. Heavy buying below this lonely wick. Seriously heavy. I mean, just pounded for 3 hours, just a pounding. And you got to be pulling the trigger here. If you didn't put limits in, which I did, so I just ran heavy limits. Like even when the market's just bobbing around here, instead of buying at the market, I just started loading and loading and loading this whole deck. And then when the market finally explodes, I let it cash itself out. I didn't take these tickets off the table. So these guys cooked for 8 hours out there. It took them 8 hours to reach final climax into this area here. So it took 8 hours, okay? So loaded up. Instead of taking the profits here, it's 1, 2, 3. Well, that's like 4 hours. Another climax move. So I just started putting buy limits in like crazy here, and they probably stopped me out of something. But here was the notch where I really just loaded it with drops. And some were the 40 pip winners. Some were the so not everything cashed out at target because I just got the hell out. So this is 40 pips from here to here. So those are the ones I held through that whole thing. See, and we're here, I didn't get out, and we're here, I reload. And I actually bought about 40 standard lots here on this pullback or something crazy. And I was using about a lot of margin. Like I was using like $5,000 of margin. So you would think that the account was going to blow up here, but no. So heavy load, and then just let it go. Then I dump everything out of my money and out of this demo. So on my account, I dumped here. I think I reloaded. So depending on how much money, because this is the trap zone here. This is the anything above this lonely wicks, that little notch. Like any kind of like here, this is a big deal, right? This high. And when it gets above there, people just lose their mind. But if you're selling into that, which I wasn't, I was dumping my longs into it, but I wasn't putting on a new position going the other way, which I could have. You could be that guy. You could put sell limits up here and just go, yeah, I'm just going to let them come get me. Dropping these 10Ks up here like right now, I could be putting a bunch of sell limits up here and just go, you know what? If they spike it up, they rip it back, I'm going to cash out of something. I may not make this whole move, but I'm willing to take the risk and sell anywhere. There must be a fib handle up here somewhere. There's some excuse. Put a fucking limit up there. You got to be able to find some reason, right? It looks like we're going up, so I'm not going to get in on this demo because this is the thing I didn't get in. But with my real money, I'm long a little bit. I put some limits in it, so after I didn't get a chance to put them in here, so I'm not going to chase it. If anything, I'd start putting buy limits here right now that last like an hour, like I'm in Canada, and then just have him come down here and pick me up, later on tonight. But at the moment, I'm looking to cash out. Actually, if we start hitting these supply zones here, or these demand zones, and I'm just going to start cashing out of my real money up there, and then just be like, okay, let's just put some buy limits in. I really don't care, because if this thing pulls back like this, This is a deep pullback. If you're not ready for this, it could be shocking. Considering we've been up here, hello, and then inverted hammer, I suppose you could say, and then rip your face off. But here we're doing, we could trade the British pound, I guess. I do like to buy stuff that's crashing. Now the British pound, we're going to have to run a very wide stop. So here I would use this 20 pip stop here. If I put a 10K in, it's going to start buying, like here's a 16 pip stop. Here's a 15 pip stop. Right, makes sense. I mean, come down here, rips back up. It's pretty conservative. 8 hours. We have that pending for 8 hours tonight. Let's see if I zoom out. Yeah, you're like, shit. I mean, that thing could come down here in 8 hours. I mean, that'll be right around, you know, just a little after midnight. So, 4-hour chart's going to be updating there. Same on the sell side, but I'm not going to do it because then I got to pay attention to this thing. But if I put sell limits up, they're going to go like this. I think it's obvious. We're just going to sell limits up here. Just stick them in there. Nothing, you're just going to change it. I mean, there's no, I suppose the safe things to do is start selling above, like here. This is the safe place to sell because this is the true trap zone where, you know, like had you take that approach here of just selling the fractal, like just fading this so-called breakout here, you know, and Williams does not call this out. So this is another flaw with the Williams fractal. Doesn't really pick this perfect, like, you know, it's obviously where closing price kind of nails it, and then you have the never fills here. So putting your limits here doesn't always a guaranteed fill either. That's why I'm not going to just have them on there because it's very obvious it's a big giant turning point. But I'm going to have buy limits here, here, here. If I'm going to buy this vacuum, I'm putting buy limits here, especially on this platform because of the way the pips are set up. This is 25 pip grid, so this is a big deal. I should be running a 25 pip stop, maybe a 50 pip stop. If this is, so this is the pound, you know, you gotta have like a 50 pip stop, a 20 pip stop, a 30 pip stop, maybe. But then you probably want to make these 5Ks instead of 10Ks. You gotta figure what's good, because if you come right now like this, 1 hour drop like this, and they're all 10Ks, all right. I mean, you make some money, you go ripping down here, all of a sudden you're in 40K, comes back up. But I'm putting in just pant loads of these orders, you know, like I'm just coming in front of it, like I'm getting stopped out with these 5 pip stops. It's kind of, you know, you can make, you can 5 pip stop to make 10 pips. This trade does work out sometimes. 8 to make 14, that does work out sometimes, but for the most part, that's kind of an amazing, if you can pull off that trade. But you only have to do that like 10 times and you've got 80 bucks. Approximately, you got 140 bucks approximately, risking 80 to make 140. You know, that's the ideal math on that trade. So I just have these out here for entertainment. Now I pluck these off, and you don't want to have these. If this is real money, you don't want to necessarily have these orders sitting here. So what you want to do is go up to the close order. Let's just start double clicking this close order here like this. It's just going to get rid of them. And then you got to delete the objects, probably would be a good idea. Oh, leave them there. That's a trade that we could have done, but we didn't do. Look, Bitcoin's kind of like, looks like it's melting down here. Looks like a good buy. Is this $46,000 for Bitcoin? I think it's a good buy from here all the way down to 30,000. We just put limits in there, space them about $1,000 apart, and just let it rip. That's all. Just I'm talking for a friend there. So here we are. We made it. We made a chunk of money today. We made about like $4 or something. So living high on the hog here. We started at $5 grand. We're up to 12 grand. 4 days of trading, but of course the weekend, not counting it, so 2 days of trading. Finally got my risk of ruin to be 0 percentile. It's about time. It's about time. Okay, I gotta go watch another bad horror flick, and hopefully I get filled on these limits. I'm not gonna push it. It looks like we're gonna go down, so looks like I'll get filled after all. So I've stacked in quite a bit of risk here. A lot of break evens. I put risk $10 to make $10. So these last for 8 hours, by the way. So that's like a classic to me, a break even kind of a goober. You know, if you're just trying to make a few bucks, we got to go ripping down there in 8 hours, or we could drip down there in 8 hours and just start filling these tickets. But it's all right because we go underwater. We're down about $2 grand to make $4 grand, maybe. Using about $4,800 of margin was the most I think I used. And then we come flying back off the ground there, or we just crush down. Like looks like we're going to get filled here on these buy limits finally. Look at this. See, asking you shall receive. So it looks like we're just going to crush down into the limits, and let's see if we can make at least $2 grand on a plunge retrace. And this is the 1 hour chart, so it looks like it could happen very easily here. So I like this 15 pips to make 30 for 8 hours. So I could put a standard lot, like just cover this whole area. Yeah, look at that. We're going to get filled. See? Look at that. Didn't take long. Jesus Christ. Beautiful. So this already got the profits ready to cash out. Yeah, so these guys. All right, so I think by 9 o'clock we'll see some drama here. The markets are going to come unwrapped a little bit. We expect that. Everybody's losing their minds. It's that virus everybody's worried about. Everybody's shitting their pants over that fucking stupid ass virus. I'm putting some more orders in. I'm buying this plunge here. Please hold. Your buy limits are very important to us. Oh, looks like they're coming down in there, so never fear, they're gonna smash it down. So I'm down about $9 here. It's kind of a white knuckle situation. I don't know what to do about it. Lose my mind. It's too much. Hey, it's Monday night, you know. You're not supposed to trade Monday night. Don't you know about the superstition about Monday night trade? Did I ever tell you the time I was over on this boat and I had this journal with me? Looked like it was from a shipwreck. I opened it up, and all of a sudden MetaTrader started talking to me like in tongues. I was doing that writing where you just start writing stuff. What do they call that? Freehand or something? Started scribbling out the fucking code to the Gartley pattern. My God, man. They're stealing my stuff. I came up with that Gartley shit. God, they're stealing my stuff again. We have to do something about that. Be like a horror flick. Sci-fi. Anyways, I'm looking for this to crash down tonight. We're going to buy this plunge. We're going in super heavy duty on this trade. I'm prepared to buy all the way to here for 8 hours tonight. So you look at the 4 hour chart, it looks very inconceivable. But hey, you never know. Look at this. It's not like the market can't go down. It's good at that too. So 16 to make 16 here, way down deep for 8 hours. I'll just see how much, how far they can drive it down here. Looks inconceivable to me, but what do I know? I'm ready to buy right here. Fuck it. Now for 2 hours, I will buy right here. Real and fake money, I'll buy for 1 hour right here. So I'm actually get right in front of it there, and then 1 hour here. So this is really highly unlikely we can get down here in an hour. But if we can't get down here in an hour, or 2 hours down here, so these 3 hour tickets are low risk because I got them in super deep. 2 hours down here is almost impossible. I don't think we can make it down here in 2 hours, honestly. So this is what I'm betting on. I'm creating all these little bets based on time. I'm betting you we can't make it here in 2 hours. I bet you can't. We can't make it here in 2 hours. I bet you we can't make it here in 2 hours. So I just keep putting these tickets in the whole night long. And this is my trading style. It's called buy low, sell high. And what do you do if it keeps crashing? Well, they just stop you out. But if it only lasts 8 hours, you know, it means we got to get down there. But now tomorrow we could be down fucking 500 pips. But that's tomorrow. So our tickets will have expired. However drunk we got, it doesn't matter because we don't have to babysit this shit. Okay, this is gonna. If your power goes out, and it's happened where your power goes out, and you're like, "Do I have a fucking trade on?" And I had some issues, and I was relaxing in the fact that I knew my orders would delete themselves in another 6 hours, regardless of what happened. That when European markets open, like right now, if this thing died, I know that I'm pretty much good for not getting smashed in the wrong direction on a fake breakout or a continuation that doesn't continue, and or just goes blowing through price because something's happening in Europe, right? They have another mask mandate, and all the hot chicks are just, you know, you can't take them to the bar or nothing because they look fucking like they got fucking warts on their face from wearing too many masks, and it's like, oh man, there goes my date to go get a dermal abrasion, right? Take her to the fucking, put that sandpaper disc on her face. So we were just waiting to get filled, really. This limit system is a little crazy because I kind of itching to buy at the market. Of course, anybody would be. But I've learned that trading the market's just I'm not good at it because I think, oh, look, it looks like pulling back here. Yeah, it's pulling back. Like, hey, buy a little bit right here. I don't care if I buy 1K. I'm going to tell you, it's like it's not going to work for me. I'd rather get filled 15 minutes from now, having an order that's deeper than right now. So 15 minutes from now, I look over and I see I'm getting filled on a buy limit. I think at least I'm getting a better price than I would 15 minutes ago. Doesn't mean the market's going to stop in 15 minutes and once it fills my ticket. But this is the idea of front running the market. But you can't get out over your skis, right? You can't go out too far out in front because now you're gonna have a problem, right? So yeah, this is the big fork in the road. So, and I'm not in very big in this account, in this trade right now. So this is still a pretty good size. I don't think I'm using hardly any of the account right now. I'm just in like 40K, 50K right now. So we could make about, $30 here. So the trick is going to be, should we add to this position? And we can only add with limits, so I had to pick a 1 hour script. I'm going to go with the APIP stop. I'm just going to put it right there. So we're just going to continuously force ourselves to buy on limits in this way. We're always getting the best price. Now, of course, if we had I don't know, you just wait an hour. Once these tickets disappear, and you don't think you're in big enough, and you think it's still going to pull back because they're not done doing the accumulation phase. It's not done chopping. You're trying to build a position. Every time it does a little dippity-do. If you're not planning on scalping out as soon as we're up about $40 here, then, because if you're up $40 and you just come back in with the same trade plan, coming in 5 pips deep, 8 pips deep, because we're probably gonna go down 5 or 8 pips, even from right here, right? I mean, now there's no guarantee, and you just have to, you have to work it, I suppose. If you want to make $100 every hour on average, you have to get in and out of the market quite a bit. You're not going to be able to hold these positions because, I mean, this thing's up like $5,000. I could have dumped earlier today. I could have got out and just be like, I'm up $5,000. I mean, what the fuck? I don't have to sit in this thing. So let's wait for this possible spike down here so we can get in a little bit bigger. Oh, look at that. So it is selling off. Getting a nice little tank. So that one that I just put in just got filled. That one I put in really close. Okay, so I'll get like 60K now. Anyways, that's how it's going to go tonight. Goes down, we buy. It's real dumb shit. Very sophisticated system. Goes down and we buy. That's how it rolls.